Okay, so now that I got it on, I'm trying to do the basic shaping of it. So I'm using my files. So I'm using this big old grade there to get the initial shape. And then I come in here and get, you know, some of these other little smaller spots, you know, and the angles there. So that's what I'm going to do there. Get the initial shape with that. Then we'll come back over, sand it down with 40 grit, and you know, shape it some more. And then once I get this shaped up, you know, roughly, then I'm going to come over and do the other side, get it done. But I want to just trying to get the initial shape while I have daylight. I could do this right before it gets dark, and that way there'll be no issue. And that way it can sit overnight, and then I can come back over, you know, to this side and work on it. But now we just got to work on it, get nice and flat and straight, and you know, working these little grooves and everything like that on how I want it. Like I said, just rough, because you're going to come back in with, you know, that glass anyway, that bondo glass, and fill in all the imperfections anyway. So we're just trying to get it nice and flat along here, straight, you know, and get the corners. So along here, we need it flat right there. So basically that's all we're doing. We're just trying to shape it up. I need it, like I said, flat, kind of up a little high through here, so we're gonna grind that down. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do pretty much all day, and I'll come back and kind of show the after once I get it on, or well, the majority of it done. So that's what we're gonna do, is work on that today. Got the initial shape. Now I'm going to take my block, my rubber block here, and go flat and see what I have to do there. So I'm gonna go flat and flat on this side with 40 and shape it up even more. So I already know I'm gonna have to build it up a little bit right in here, so because that was down just a little bit. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back and, like I said, sand down, but going to the hand block now. All right, just put a little bit of Bondo on there, trying to just get the tiny, well, not tiny, but they're the bigger holes, I guess. You can kind of see the general shape looking pretty good. So look kind of crappy from the back, but I laid it on a little thick, you know, because I did have a little groove in certain areas, so you can kind of see where I laid it thick, like in that corner there. Get it nice and straight. That gives me a little more to play with when I'm sanding. So yeah, so that's basically my basic shape. It's on there, and once I get that sanded down, you'll be able to see. Let's see if I can show you the difference, so you can kind of see that little with the side there, side by side. All right, well, anyway, we'll let that dry, and we'll come back in about 30-40 minutes, and we'll sand it down and get this one done, and then I'll work on the other side. Okay, I got the initial shape, you know, and I gotta go over, get all these tiny pinholes, and I got a low spot right in there, but oh, I'm tired of my arms. So there's kind of the basic shape down there. Looks bigger in the camera than it does elsewhere. I still got to get along the back and at the bottom here. I got to sand a lot of that area down there, as we're worried about the top and getting it level and even and straight. So you can see how straight it is there along the top. I need to take it down just a little bit right there, but and then I'm going to come in with a sharp, it's hard to see, but just a sharp angle. Give me this angle right here. That's a better, shows it better right there. Yeah, maybe I'll round that out a little bit. Now that I'm thinking, I'm looking at it, just round it just a little bit. So you can kind of see how well it came out, and it came from something as ugly as this. Believe it or not, something as ugly as that turned into that. So yeah, it's looking really good. I do see just a little dip right there, but once I get this last sand down, I'm gonna worry about it later on, and focus more on getting this one, and then I'll get it all, when I get it all done, then I'll go over it one more time, because I noticed there's a tiny little dip there. So easy fix though. So I'll just kind of want to show you the difference. All right, I think that's gonna look really good. Gives it something a little different, just a little different there. Optical illusion kind of look. I see it looks like a little lump in there, but it's not. Yeah. Okay. Let's get fiberglass on that other side. Okay, we got the one side done. Sorry, I'm breathing kind of heavy. So look better once it's primered, of course. there's kind of the get an idea of the end result. So the reason I was going to come up higher on this end and go straight across, but the way the original curve was kind of, you know, had that original curve to it, and it kind of got higher in the middle. So I figured I'd try and follow that line a little bit, but straighten it out, you know, bring it up and then kind of straighten it out going in instead of just straight up. I think it gives a better flow, because it's not just, you know, straight and flat like a lot of spoilers are. So it kind of has a flow to it. So you can kind of see how it has a little more of a flow. My favorite part is actually right in here. Kind of hard to see, but I have this little just indent right there. And from the top, looks pretty good. Let me zoom out, see if I can get the whole thing. So that's kind of what the top will look like. Yeah, real happy with it. Looks really, really, really good. There's some angles you're like, yeah, you know, but, and I bent it down on purpose a little bit this way too, just to bring it down, because see, the body comes down this way. So if I came out straight and down, it just wouldn't look right. So this kind of has that, like, it just comes up and just like pops up a little bit and continues, you know, looks like it's part of the car instead of like an aftermarket type of you know, like an aftermarket spoiler. So what do you guys think? I think that's going to look real nice. Kind of let me zoom out a little bit more, see if I can gives it that different look. Brings it out just a hair more. Yeah. And I like how I left this little original section in. That way you can kind of see, you know, if you're looking, you could go, ah, I see how the original lines went. And then those are just added on. Yeah. Yeah, overall, I think that looks really good. This side, see, this is the angle I'm not quite too fond of, but I'll tell you what, that angle, this angle right here, looks just stellar. And if you're just kind of coming from the back and looking, it looks really good. And then right in there, just, you know, like that section right in here where it just comes in, I think looks really good. So yeah, we'll try and get that other side done tomorrow or the next day or whenever. So I got done early today, really early, so I had basically all day to work on this thing. Glad I did. Yeah, so what do you guys think? So I think it looks, you know, pretty cool. Sets it off a little different. So when it's parked next to other Corvettes, it's gonna like really kind of stand out. People coming and looking at it, going, "Oh, look at that!" And then you know, look at the front spoiler. And I got one more thing I want to add to it to make it just a little more beefier. But that's later down the road. That's like a surprise. So, all right, here we go. So, the end of the night. Thanks again, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, and something different. So, and then I got something coming for my hood. So I'm going to take the hood off when it comes here in about a week. And then I'll take the hood off, finish the rest of this And then start on into the door. I'm going to paint this front section with the hood off. I'm going to paint it and clean up a little bit in the engine bay area. Yeah. And paint the hood. We should be, on the front end should be painted here in maybe, I don't know, give me a month. All right, you know, I still got a lot to do, so so give me a month. But hopefully I'll have the front painted in a month. And the only reason I'm doing the tail is because I'm waiting on something to finish the hood. And then when it gets here, then I'll finish up the front and keep going. So, all right, I babbled enough. Good night.